Imagine standing on a crowded street, every person around you a living testament to the complexities of human connection. In this bustling sea of faces, there's a common narrative many have faced: the pressure to convince someone to be by your side, to mold your desires into reality through sheer persuasion. It's an all-too familiar struggle, a narrative filled with uncertainty and often a tinge of desperation. But what if there's a different path, one that alleviates this burden and transforms relationships into something more authentic and fulfilling? Enter Stoicism, an ancient philosophy offering solace and wisdom in modern dilemmas. Rather than losing oneself in the maze of persuasion, Stoicism gently guides us towards a mindset of self-improvement and respect for personal boundaries. It invites us to focus on what is within our control, fostering resilience and inner strength. Through this journey, we will explore how embracing Stoic principles can lead to more meaningful connections, unraveling the art of being comfortable with oneself and others without the need for forceful persuasion. Stay with us as we discover how this age-old philosophy not only reshapes our approach to relationships, but also enriches our personal growth and understanding of what truly matters. Moving forward, let's delve into the pitfalls of persuasion. At first glance, it might seem that convincing someone to be in your life aligns with romantic ideals shown in movies or books, where grand gestures often win the day. However, in reality, persuasion often ends up being counterproductive. Imagine trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. The more you push, the more resistant it becomes. This is much like relationships when one party feels coerced instead of naturally drawn. Societal pressures fortify this misguided approach, pushing the narrative that love must be fought for at all costs. Yet, in this pursuit, we risk manipulating the very essence of our intentions, turning what should be an organic bond into a forced connection. Stories abound of individuals who, despite relentless efforts, find themselves in relationships that lack authenticity and mutual fulfillment. Furthermore, statistics reveal that relationships founded on persuasion rather than genuine compatibility have higher rates of dissatisfaction and instability. This occurs because the tactics used to persuade often overshadow the importance of mutual respect and understanding. When faced with the urge to persuade, consider instead the value of honesty and transparency. These are the building blocks of a relationship that thrives on sincerity rather than subterfuge. By releasing the need to persuade, we open ourselves to connections that are both genuine and rewarding, aligning naturally with the ideals of Stoicism that encourage us to respect others' autonomy while focusing on our growth. Now turning to a brief overview of Stoicism, let's explore its foundational principles and notable figures. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that originates from Greece, offers an approach deeply rooted in the pursuit of wisdom and virtue. At its core, it teaches emotional resilience, an ability to remain balanced and calm in the face of life's inevitable challenges. This philosophy emphasizes the acceptance of things beyond our control, a principle that encourages us to channel our energy into what we can influence, namely, our actions and attitudes. Key tenets of Stoicism focus on virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, guiding individuals toward a life of integrity and purpose. Consider Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor known for his Stoic writings, whose reflections in Meditations continue to influence those seeking personal growth and serenity. Similarly, Seneca, a noted philosopher and statesman, provided insights into dealing with adversity, advocating for a mindset that embraces life's unpredictability with grace. Through their teachings, we learn the value of prioritizing personal virtues over external validation, a lesson particularly powerful in the realm of relationships. Stoicism invites us to forge connections based not on persuasion or need, but on mutual respect and shared values, aligning our lives with authenticity and strength. As we delve deeper, these principles will reveal how focusing on self-improvement naturally attracts genuine bonds, setting the stage for our exploration of Stoic practices that nurture such meaningful relationships. Moving forward, let's delve into the notion of embracing the control dichotomy, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. This concept is about clearly distinguishing between what we can control and what we cannot. By focusing on this dichotomy, we begin to see how much of our energy is wasted on trying to influence things that lie outside our control, like other people's opinions or their feelings toward us. In the context of relationships, this is particularly illuminating. Imagine trying to persuade someone to be with you. It places your happiness in their hands, a place you have no control over. Instead, Stoicism encourages us to redirect our focus toward what we can control: our reactions, our emotions, and most importantly, our personal growth. By harnessing our energies on self-improvement, we naturally become more attractive and fulfilled individuals. This shift not only frees us from the anxiety of needing to persuade others, but also allows us to cultivate more genuine, authentic connections. Through this practice, we learn to be guided by our values and virtues, finding contentment in our growth and inner strength. As we continue through this journey of Stoicism, we'll uncover how such principles lay the groundwork for fostering healthier and more meaningful relationships. With the next phase of our journey in sight, we explore the value of self-sufficiency. In Stoicism, self-sufficiency stands out as a transformative principle, fostering relationships that are not just healthier but also more resilient. By cultivating emotional independence, we form a strong personal foundation that naturally enhances our attractiveness. Imagine someone who doesn't rely on external validation for their happiness. They exude confidence and serenity. This is the essence of Stoic self-sufficiency. For instance, consider how focusing on self-care, pursuing personal interests, or setting meaningful goals can lead to genuine fulfillment. Such practices enable us to become self-reliant and less dependent on others for emotional support. When we do not cling to others for our sense of self-worth, we invite connections that are rooted in mutual respect and shared values rather than neediness or dependency. This emotional independence sends a powerful signal that we are individuals who are complete on our own, making us inherently more appealing to others. By channeling our energy into self-growth and nurturing our virtues, we create a life enriched by our own efforts. In doing so, we not only become better partners but also attract relationships that are grounded in authenticity and mutual appreciation. As we navigate through these principles, let's continue to uncover how Stoic practices such as self-sufficiency lay the foundation for deeper, more meaningful bonds. With the next phase of our journey in sight, let's delve into the Stoic emphasis on building inner virtue. You see, virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance are more than abstract philosophical ideals. They are practical tools for navigating life with grace and integrity. When we commit to cultivating wisdom, we enhance our decision-making abilities and gain a clearer perspective on what truly matters. Courage, on the other hand, empowers us to face challenges head-on, allowing us to remain steadfast in our values even when the going gets tough. Justice guides us to act fairly and with consideration for others, fostering an environment of mutual respect and understanding. Meanwhile, temperance encourages balance and moderation, helping us resist excess and maintain self-control. By nurturing these virtues, we naturally embody qualities that are far more compelling than any attempt at persuasion. Imagine a person who exudes a quiet strength, one who approaches life with a thoughtful yet bold outlook, and who interacts with others with fairness and restraint. Such a person doesn't need to convince others of their worth. Their grounded nature is evident, making them inherently more appealing. In embracing these Stoic virtues, we not only build a strong character, but also attract relationships based on authenticity and shared values. This focus on virtue transforms our interactions, making them more genuine and less reliant on persuasion. As we continue exploring Stoic principles, it becomes clear that true attractiveness stems from our character, not from attempts to persuade others to see us in a certain light. Now turning to the power of acceptance, this Stoic principle can profoundly impact how we navigate life's uncertainties and relationship dynamics. Imagine a world where we embrace outcomes even if they aren't what we hoped for. Rejection, for instance, no longer becomes a source of turmoil but rather a stepping stone toward personal growth. One of the most compelling aspects of Stoicism is its encouragement to accept what we cannot change. This acceptance isn't about passive resignation but about understanding that certain factors, like the responses of others, are beyond our control. Consider the story of Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who lived as a slave yet found freedom in accepting his circumstances. Rather than dwelling on his lack of control over external conditions, he focused on the power he held over his responses and attitudes. This mindset fostered an inner resilience that transcended his physical constraints. Similarly, we can learn from Marcus Aurelius, whose reign was rife with challenges. He practiced acceptance by concentrating on his responsibilities and values amidst adversity, embodying the essence of Stoic resilience. Accepting outcomes, especially rejection, reinforces the idea that every event offers a lesson. This shift in perception transforms what might seem like setbacks into opportunities for reflection and self-betterment. By internalizing acceptance, we cultivate a sense of peace that shields us from unnecessary emotional upheaval. This peace, in turn, serves as a sturdy foundation upon which we can build genuine connections, free from the need to persuade or prove ourselves. Acceptance, then, becomes a catalyst for resilience, empowering us to move forward with clarity and grace. As the next challenge unfolds, let's explore the art of practicing emotional control in relationships, a practice deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. Imagine facing a heated argument or a moment of tension with grace and composure, transforming what could escalate into conflict into an opportunity for understanding. Stoicism teaches us that maintaining equanimity is not about suppressing emotions but about mastering our reactions to them. Consider the analogy of a well-trained pilot navigating through turbulence. They do not panic at the first sign of distress but remain calm, assess the situation, and make informed, rational decisions. Similarly, by practicing emotional control, we become like that pilot, steering our relationships through tense moments with clarity and purpose. One effective technique is to pause and breathe deeply when emotions start to take over. This simple act can help clear the mind, allowing us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Another technique is to challenge the initial interpretation of a situation. By asking ourselves if there's a different perspective we might be missing, we open up space for empathy and understanding. This practice of emotional intelligence, combined with the Stoic principle of focusing on what we can control, namely our own attitudes, shields us from the pitfalls of persuasion and manipulation. Remaining calm and composed not only benefits our mental well-being, but also enhances our relationships by fostering an environment where genuine dialogue can thrive. This balance of emotional intelligence and self-control ensures that interactions are meaningful and respectful, eliminating the need for persuasion as a tool for connection. Through Stoic practices, we build relationships grounded in mutual respect and understanding, where the power of emotional control becomes a guiding force. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we delve into the heart of Stoic philosophy, the practice of self-improvement. Unlike the fleeting pursuit of external validation, Stoicism encourages us to focus inward, forging a path of personal growth that enhances our natural allure without the need for persuasion. Imagine cultivating skills and attributes that not only build your self-esteem but also make you inherently more attractive. This journey of continuous self-improvement begins with a commitment to self-awareness. By regularly reflecting on your thoughts and behaviors, you can identify areas for growth. For instance, enhancing communication skills can transform your interactions, making them more meaningful and authentic. Similarly, nurturing a passion or interest not only enriches your own life but also attracts like-minded individuals. Consider the practice of gratitude as another powerful tool. By consciously appreciating the positive aspects of your life, you cultivate a mindset of abundance and positivity, drawing others to your vibrant outlook. Additionally, investing time in physical well-being through regular exercise and a balanced diet not only boosts confidence but also demonstrates self-respect, which is inherently attractive. Stoicism also teaches us the value of perseverance. Embrace challenges as opportunities to build resilience. Each small victory in overcoming personal obstacles strengthens your character, making you more relatable and inspiring to others. By focusing on these aspects of self-improvement, you foster a deep-seated sense of self-worth. This inner strength naturally attracts others, shifting the focus from persuasion to forming genuine connections. As you continue on this path, remember that self-improvement is a lifelong journey. Each step forward contributes to a richer, more fulfilling life and paves the way for authentic relationships based on mutual respect and shared growth. As the sun rises on the next chapter, we explore the profound difference between authentic living and the pretense often employed in persuasion. In a culture where appearances frequently overshadow reality, it's tempting to adopt a facade to influence others. However, Stoicism reminds us of the enduring power of authenticity. By genuinely expressing who we are, we create a life that resonates with sincerity and integrity. Imagine the liberation in living a life true to oneself, where actions and words are aligned with inner values. This alignment not only fosters personal contentment but also attracts others who appreciate genuine connections. Stoicism advocates for this authenticity as it promotes a sustainable and fulfilling way of life. Rather than expending energy on maintaining an artificial image, Stoicism encourages embracing one's true nature. This practice nurtures self-respect and lays the groundwork for honest relationships. Consider how freeing it is to interact with others without the burden of pretense, allowing vulnerability and sincerity to guide your interactions. This genuine approach inspires trust and respect, creating a foundation for deeper, more meaningful relationships. As we navigate through life, let us remember that being true to ourselves fosters an environment where authentic connections can thrive, eliminating the need for persuasion and allowing relationships to flourish naturally. Moving forward, we delve into the Stoic principle of detachment from outcomes, a powerful mindset that can transform how we approach relationships. Imagine life as a river flowing steadily towards the sea. You are a leaf upon that river, guided by its currents. Trying to control the river's path is futile, yet embracing the journey brings peace. Similarly, in relationships, detachment from specific outcomes allows us to navigate with composure and grace. Instead of focusing on persuading someone to be with us, we accept each interaction as part of a broader journey, understanding that not every connection is meant to last. This perspective frees us from the anxiety tied to specific results, enabling us to appreciate the present without being weighed down by expectations. A story from Stoic teachings tells of a farmer whose horse ran away. Neighbors lamented his loss, but the farmer simply replied, "Good luck, bad luck, who knows?" When the horse returned with a herd of wild horses, they congratulated him, but his response remained the same. This illustrates the essence of detachment, embracing whatever comes our way without being chained to a fixed outcome. In relationships, this mindset fosters a sense of calm and reduces the pressure to persuade. It allows us to engage with others authentically, confident in the understanding that whatever unfolds is part of a natural rhythm. Adopting this Stoic outlook nurtures inner peace and encourages authentic interactions, where the focus is on sincerity rather than persuasion, enabling us to appreciate connections for what they truly are. Now turning to the essence of understanding what you truly control, we unravel practical strategies rooted in Stoic philosophy that can transform our approach to relationships. At the core of Stoicism is the wisdom to differentiate between what is within our power and what lies beyond it. Imagine standing in front of a crossroads where one path represents things you can control: your thoughts, actions, and reactions. The other path leads to circumstances beyond your grasp, such as other people's actions or outcomes. Recognizing this distinction is crucial. Begin by identifying and focusing on the aspects you can influence. For instance, you have control over how you express your feelings and respond to situations, but not over how others perceive or react to you. A simple exercise to cultivate this mindset is to regularly reflect on daily interactions. After each significant encounter, pause and ask yourself which parts you could control and which you could not. Journaling these reflections can be a powerful tool, helping you to solidify your understanding over time. Additionally, practicing mindfulness can enhance this awareness. By staying present, you can observe thoughts and emotions as they arise, distinguishing between necessary and unnecessary stressors. Remember, exerting energy on what you cannot change only leads to frustration and exhaustion. Instead, direct your efforts towards personal growth and self-improvement, which inherently lie within your control. This not only aligns with Stoic teachings, but also fosters a sense of empowerment and peace. Embracing this understanding liberates you from the need to persuade or manipulate, allowing relationships to develop naturally and authentically. As you incorporate these practices into your life, you'll find a newfound clarity and serenity, paving the way for healthier, more fulfilling connections. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we delve into recognizing the value of rejection and how this aligns with Stoic philosophy. At first glance, rejection might seem like a setback. However, from a Stoic perspective, it is a powerful catalyst for personal growth and resilience. The ancient Stoics taught that when we face rejection, we are being redirected rather than defeated. Picture rejection as a guiding compass, leading you toward paths you might not have considered otherwise. Instead of perceiving rejection as a personal failure, view it as an opportunity to refine your intentions and redirect your efforts towards ventures that truly matter to you. For example, if you experience rejection in a relationship, Stoicism encourages you not to dwell on disappointment, but to understand the lessons it offers. It might teach you about what you need to improve or what values are truly important to you in a relationship. By embracing this mindset, you cultivate resilience, learning to bounce back stronger each time. Rejection then becomes less about loss and more about learning. It fosters a deeper understanding of yourself and clarifies your priorities. This perspective not only improves your personal growth, but also enhances your ability to form genuine connections. By valuing the lessons rejection brings, you liberate yourself from the chains of trying to please everyone. You begin to see the wisdom in aligning your pursuits with your core values, leading to more authentic and fulfilling relationships. As we recognize these valuable insights, we set the stage for nurturing connections grounded in mutual understanding and respect, moving forward with greater confidence and clarity. As the sun rises on the next chapter, we turn our focus to nurturing self-respect, a fundamental tenet of Stoicism that naturally diminishes the urge to persuade others. Self-respect is not merely about liking oneself, it is about valuing one's own principles and maintaining integrity. The Stoics believed that respect begins with understanding and accepting your own nature, embracing your strengths and acknowledging areas for improvement without judgment. By practicing self-awareness, you lay the foundation for self-respect. Start your day with simple routines that foster a sense of accomplishment and self-worth. This could be as straightforward as setting small, achievable goals or taking a moment in the morning to meditate and reflect on your intentions for the day. These practices ground you in the present and build a habit of self-reflection, crucial for developing self-respect. Incorporate mental exercises that reinforce your values and remind you of your worth. Journaling is a powerful tool in this regard, allowing you to voice your thoughts, challenges, and achievements. By documenting your experiences, you create a record of your journey, helping you to see how far you have come and where you wish to go next. Additionally, consider regular affirmations that align with your core beliefs. Speak kindly to yourself, recognizing your efforts and progress. This positive reinforcement nurtures an inner dialogue that strengthens self-esteem, distancing you from the need to seek external validation. Respect for oneself also means setting boundaries and learning to say no, not out of defiance but from a place of understanding your needs and limitations. This practice of prioritizing your values can significantly impact your interactions, making them more genuine and fulfilling. By building a strong sense of self-respect, you naturally attract relationships that mirror this quality. Instead of persuading others, your authenticity and confidence invite mutual understanding and respect. This shift aligns with Stoic wisdom, fostering connections that are more profound and lasting. Moving forward, as you nurture self-respect, you will find that your relationships are built on a foundation of honesty and integrity, reducing the reliance on persuasion. This path not only aligns with Stoic principles but also enhances every aspect of your life. As the next phase of your journey unfolds, let's delve into the art of engaging in mindful reflection, a practice deeply rooted in Stoicism that encourages introspection and reduces the need for persuasion. Mindful reflection involves pausing to consider your thoughts and emotions, allowing you to understand yourself more fully and align with your true values. A fundamental technique to cultivate this practice is through journaling. By setting aside time each day to write about your experiences, feelings, and reflections, you create a space to process your thoughts objectively. This act of recording not only clarifies your emotions and intentions but also fosters a habit of introspection that is essential for personal growth. Meditation is another powerful tool in the Stoic arsenal. Spending even a few minutes in silence focused on your breath can significantly enhance your self-awareness. Meditation cultivates a sense of calm and presence, helping you detach from external pressures and focus on what truly matters to you. These moments of stillness allow you to listen to your inner self, leading to decisions and actions that are more in harmony with your values. Regular engagement in these practices helps you build stronger, healthier relationships by fostering an environment of understanding and authenticity. When you know yourself well, you're less likely to be swayed by the need to persuade others, as your self-worth is grounded in your own perception rather than external validation. This self-assurance naturally attracts genuine connections and relationships based on mutual respect and sincerity. Moving forward, integrating mindful reflection into your routine will not only enhance your relationship with yourself but also with others, aligning perfectly with the core tenets of Stoicism that encourage living authentically and with purpose. As the sun rises on the next chapter of your Stoic journey, appreciating present relationships becomes a cornerstone of this philosophy. In a world that often encourages us to chase the next exciting connection, Stoicism invites us to pause and fully appreciate the relationships we already have. This perspective shift can transform our interactions, bringing a profound sense of gratitude and presence to our daily lives. When we express genuine appreciation for those around us, we foster deeper bonds built on trust and mutual respect. Gratitude acts as a powerful magnet, drawing people toward us with its warmth and sincerity. It signals that we genuinely value and cherish their presence in our lives, strengthening our existing connections. Being present in these relationships allows us to engage more meaningfully, as we are more attuned to the needs and emotions of those we care about. Rather than always seeking new relationships, focusing on nurturing and enriching the ones we have leads to a fulfilling, authentic life. By practicing gratitude, we cultivate a sense of contentment that aligns with Stoic principles, which emphasize living in harmony with what is within our reach. This approach not only enhances the quality of our existing relationships, but also has the potential to attract new ones that are genuine and deeply connected. As you embrace this Stoic principle, you'll likely find that a life centered on gratitude and presence offers more joy and fulfillment than the relentless pursuit of new connections. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we delve into the insightful Stoic approach to learning from failures. From a Stoic perspective, failure is not the end but rather a profound teacher guiding us towards growth. Stoics remind us that each setback offers an opportunity to reflect, learn, and improve. By embracing failure as a valuable lesson, we minimize the desperation that often accompanies the need to persuade others. Instead of fearing failure, we can approach it with curiosity, understanding that every misstep is a chance to gain wisdom and resilience. This mindset allows us to view challenges not as roadblocks but as stepping stones toward personal development. When we accept failure with grace, we also cultivate a sense of humility and patience, realizing that progress often comes through trial and error. This acceptance diminishes the pressure to always succeed at persuading others, and instead opens up new paths for genuine connections based on mutual respect and understanding. Ultimately, learning from failures enriches our journey, aligning with Stoic principles that emphasize growth through experience and reflection. As you continue to embrace Stoicism, remember that each failure is a stepping stone, bringing you closer to a more resilient and enlightened self. As the sun rises on the next chapter, we delve into the profound freedom that comes with liberating ourselves from the opinions of others. In the realm of Stoicism, this liberation is not just encouraged but is seen as essential to nurturing a resilient and authentic self. Stoic philosophy teaches us that placing too much weight on the thoughts and judgments of others can lead us down a path of self-doubt and inauthenticity. Conversely, by letting go of the need for external validation, we open up a space for genuine self-reflection and growth. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, reminds us with his words, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." This insight points to the often paradoxical nature of human behavior, valuing our own worth while simultaneously seeking approval from the outside. By aligning with Stoic wisdom, we learn that our true value is inherent and not dependent on the fluctuating perceptions of those around us. This realization acts as a safeguard against the pressures to persuade others for acceptance or love. Instead, we focus on developing our inner virtues and remain grounded in our own truth. Through stories of Stoics who thrived by following their principles and eschewing popular opinion, we see how this path leads to a more stable and fulfilled life. Ultimately, by freeing ourselves from the opinions of others, we reclaim our personal power, reduce the anxiety of persuasion, and cultivate relationships that are built on genuine shared values and mutual respect. So as you continue your journey with Stoicism, remember that your worth is not for others to define. In doing so, you pave the way toward true freedom and inner peace. Moving forward, let's explore how fostering genuine connections is not only a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, but also a powerful antidote to the compulsion of persuading others to be with us. The beauty of Stoicism lies in its advocacy for authenticity and the natural course of relationships. When we approach connections with sincerity and openness, we allow our true selves to shine, attracting those who appreciate us for who we are, not for some carefully crafted persona. Authenticity is key here. It involves being honest about our intentions, our feelings, and even our flaws. This honesty forms a solid foundation where trust and respect can flourish. Instead of persuading someone to accept you, Stoicism suggests focusing on self-improvement and letting your virtues speak for themselves. Genuine connections are nurtured, not forced. By embracing our authentic selves, we naturally attract those who resonate with our true nature, fostering relationships that are meaningful and rewarding. This approach not only reduces the pressure to persuade, but also enhances the quality of our social interactions, leading to fulfilling and enduring relationships. So let go of the need to impress or persuade, and instead focus on being genuinely you. In doing so, you will find that the connections you form are enriching and effortlessly aligned with your true self, paving the way for deeper understanding and shared joy. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let's consider the role of patience, a pivotal virtue in Stoic philosophy. Patience is not merely about waiting, but understanding that timing is out of our control. It allows us to cultivate peace amid uncertainty and to accept that relationships unfold at their own pace. Imagine tending to a garden. You plant seeds and water them, knowing you cannot hasten their growth by pulling on the sprouts. This metaphor captures the essence of patience in relationships. Instead of rushing or forcing connections, embracing patience encourages us to nurture bonds with care and thoughtfulness. Over time, patience reveals its transformative power by allowing relationships to develop naturally without the strain of persuasion. It teaches us to appreciate the process rather than just the outcome, fostering deeper connections based on mutual respect and understanding. For instance, consider the story of a couple who let their relationship evolve organically without pressure or expectation. Their patience allowed them to truly know one another, building a strong foundation that resisted life's challenges. Stoic patience cultivates resilience not just in waiting, but in accepting that each relationship has its own rhythm. By practicing patience, we learn to value authentic interactions and let go of the need to control, leading to more fulfilling and genuine connections. Ultimately, patience paves the way for relationships that are balanced and harmonious, underscoring its vital role in Stoic thought. Now turning to balancing passion with rationality, a critical aspect of Stoic philosophy that directly applies to relationships. Stoicism teaches us that emotions and logical reasoning are not mutually exclusive, but rather two elements that need to be harmonized for a healthy relationship. While passion is an essential part of human connection, rationality provides the grounding necessary to navigate emotions wisely. Imagine you are sailing on a vast ocean. Passion is the wind in your sails driving you forward, while rationality is the rudder that steers you towards your destination. Without rationality, passion can lead you astray into stormy waters of impulsive decisions or misunderstandings. The Stoics advocate for a balance that allows emotions to enrich our lives without overwhelming our judgment. One effective method to maintain this balance is through reflective journaling, a practice recommended by Stoics. By writing down your emotions and thoughts, you can assess them with a clearer mind, distinguishing temporary feelings from long-term values. Another technique is the Stoic pause, where you take a moment to breathe and reflect before reacting to emotional impulses. This practice can prevent words and actions born from fleeting emotions that may later be regretted. Furthermore, engaging in open communication with your partner about feelings and expectations can nurture understanding and minimize conflicts. By embracing both passion and rationality, relationships can flourish in authenticity and mutual respect, steering clear of persuasion traps. This harmony allows us to experience the richness of emotions while being anchored in thoughtful consideration, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and stable partnership. As the next challenge unfolds, we delve into the importance of developing empathy, a cornerstone of Stoic practice which can transform how we interact in relationships. Empathy doesn't just enhance interpersonal connections, it fundamentally changes the dynamics of communication and understanding. In Stoicism, empathy is about stepping outside of our personal narrative and seeing the world through the eyes of others. This shift in perspective allows us to appreciate different viewpoints without the compulsion to persuade or manipulate, fostering genuine connection. To cultivate empathy, start by engaging in active listening. This means giving full attention to the speaker, setting aside preconceived judgments, and acknowledging their feelings without interruption. By truly hearing someone, you validate their experience and demonstrate respect, which naturally builds trust and openness. Another practical method is to practice reflective thinking. Take time each day to reflect on your interactions and consider how others might perceive and feel about them. This reflective practice can deepen your understanding of their emotions and motivations, fostering a more empathic and supportive response. Additionally, empathy can be nurtured through compassionate acts. Small gestures of kindness and understanding can shift your focus from personal desires to the well-being of others, creating a harmonious environment. As empathy grows, the need for persuasion diminishes because relationships become centered around mutual respect and shared experiences. By embedding empathy in your daily life, you'll find that relationships naturally become more meaningful without the need for coercive tactics. This Stoic approach allows us to connect authentically, enriching our interactions with genuine care and understanding. Moving forward, let's explore the Stoic practice of appreciating impermanence. Life's transient nature, a central concept in Stoicism, allows us to adopt a healthier approach to relationships. By recognizing that all things are temporary, we become more attuned to the value of each moment. In relationships, this understanding eases the desperation that often accompanies the need to persuade. When we accept that nothing is permanent, we learn to cherish the present without clinging to specific outcomes. This not only liberates us from the constant pursuit of validation, but also enriches our connections as we become more present and mindful of our interactions. Acknowledging impermanence also empowers us to respect others' autonomy, knowing that relationships naturally evolve. Instead of attempting to control or convince, we can focus on nurturing genuine connections that reflect our true selves. This shift in mindset transforms the way we approach love and companionship, fostering a sense of peace and acceptance. By embracing life's fleeting nature, we develop resilience and find beauty in each stage of our relationships, reducing the urge to manipulate or persuade. As we continue this journey, we discover that by letting go of the need to control, we open ourselves to more authentic and fulfilling experiences. Now turning to the influence of character over words, the Stoic philosophy emphasizes actions rather than mere persuasion. Consider the timeless wisdom of the Stoic philosopher Seneca, who once stated that a person's character is not just revealed through words but through their consistent actions. It's this consistency that forms the bedrock of trust and respect in any relationship. Picture someone who embodies integrity, who does not sway with the winds of convenience but stands firm on their principles. Such a person becomes a beacon of reliability, naturally attracting those who value authenticity. When your character aligns with your actions, it creates a powerful statement that words alone cannot convey. It's in those silent gestures of kindness, the unwavering support during challenging times, and the quiet strength that remains unspoken yet profoundly felt. These qualities forge deeper connections, rendering the need for persuasion obsolete. In the world of Stoicism, what you do matters far more than what you say. This alignment of actions and values not only enriches your relationships, but also inspires others to strive for the same level of authenticity and integrity. By focusing on building a character that reflects your true self, you cultivate relationships rooted in mutual respect and admiration, shifting away from the superficial need to convince. As we delve deeper, we'll uncover how this principle of character over words becomes a cornerstone for fostering genuine, lasting bonds that transcend the mere act of persuasion. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let's explore the Stoic practice of non-attachment in relationships, a powerful method that naturally reduces the urge to persuade. Non-attachment is not about being indifferent or apathetic, but rather about cultivating a healthy detachment from outcomes and desires that we cannot control. Imagine holding a handful of sand. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. This is akin to how persuasion often works, where the effort to cling tightly to others can lead to strain and eventual loss. By practicing non-attachment, you allow relationships the freedom to grow organically without the pressure of expectations. One exercise to foster non-attachment is to engage in mindfulness meditation, focusing on breathing and letting thoughts come and go without judgment. This practice helps in acknowledging emotions without the impulse to act on them immediately, thereby promoting patience and clarity in how you relate to others. Another thought experiment is to visualize a flowing river representing your life. Observe how the water moves freely, adapting to obstacles without resistance. Reflect on how this metaphor can be applied to your interactions, allowing relationships to flow naturally without force or manipulation. Non-attachment also involves recognizing and appreciating the impermanence of all things, including relationships. By understanding that everything, even love, is transient and evolves, you develop a deeper appreciation for the present moment and the connections you share. This mindset shifts the focus from trying to control others to valuing the authentic experiences you have with them. Incorporating these practices into daily life reduces the inclination to persuade, as it nurtures a sense of inner peace and self-reliance that is attractive and empowering. As we continue, we'll discover how appreciating impermanence further enriches our understanding of Stoic principles, enhancing our approach to relationships and life itself. As the next challenge unfolds, let's delve into the idea of finding strength in solitude, a concept that resonates deeply with Stoic philosophy. Solitude is not about isolation or loneliness. Rather, it is a powerful state where one can connect with their innermost self, fostering a profound sense of independence and self-sufficiency. Picture yourself in a serene forest, surrounded by towering trees that stand firm and resilient, each rooted deeply in its own space. This is the essence of solitude, standing strong and grounded in your own company, unwavering in the face of external influences. Embracing solitude allows for introspection and self-reflection, vital components in developing a strong personal foundation. It is during these quiet moments that you can evaluate your thoughts, emotions, and desires without distraction, gaining clarity on your values and goals. This self-awareness nurtures a form of self-respect that naturally diminishes the need to seek validation or persuasion from others. You come to realize that fulfillment and contentment are already within you, waiting to be uncovered and embraced. A practical way to cultivate strength through solitude is to dedicate time daily for self-reflection, perhaps through journaling or meditative walks. This practice encourages you to explore your thoughts and emotions without judgment, reinforcing a sense of peace and acceptance. As you become more comfortable in your own presence, you'll find that relationships become more about sharing experiences rather than fulfilling needs. Solitude also provides the space to pursue interests and skills that enrich your life, contributing to a sense of personal achievement and confidence. Whether it is learning a new instrument, painting, or immersing yourself in literature, these solitary activities enhance your self-worth and provide joy that does not rely on others. By embracing solitude, you cultivate an inner strength that redefines your approach to relationships, fostering connections that are based on mutual respect and shared interests rather than persuasion or dependency. This journey into solitude ultimately reveals the truth that you are never truly alone when you are secure in yourself. As we move forward, let us see how redefining success in love through a Stoic lens further aligns with these principles, guiding us to more meaningful and fulfilling connections. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let's delve into the Stoic redefinition of success in love. Picture success not as persuading someone to be with you, but as cultivating relationships grounded in mutual respect and shared values. Imagine this scenario: two individuals walking a path together, not out of need or persuasion, but because they choose to share their journey. This reflects a Stoic understanding of love as a partnership where both parties honor each other's autonomy and values. Consider Marcus Aurelius, who advised reflecting on your actions to ensure they align with virtues like justice and integrity. Applying this to relationships, success means integrating these virtues into interactions. It's about being present without imposing, listening with empathy, and engaging honestly. Imagine two friends discussing a delicate topic. They listen actively, respect differences, and prioritize understanding over winning an argument. This shared respect enriches their bond, making their connection more meaningful. Let us also think about personal stories that illustrate this principle. Take Emily, who learned through Stoicism to prioritize self-growth over seeking validation. She focused on developing her passions and values, attracting like-minded individuals who appreciated her authenticity. Her relationships became more genuine because they were built on common ground rather than a need for approval. In the context of romantic relationships, success might look like two people who support each other's dreams while maintaining their individuality. They celebrate each other's achievements without comparison or jealousy. This approach fosters a nurturing environment where both partners thrive, reducing the urge to persuade or control. As the sun rises on the next chapter, we'll explore how Stoicism as a lifelong practice can transform not just individual well-being, but also the dynamics within relationships. As the sun rises on the next chapter, let's delve into the concept of Stoicism as a lifelong practice and how it can transform personal relationships. Imagine living each day with the guiding principles of Stoicism seamlessly woven into your life, just like a melody that harmonizes with every experience. What if we start each morning by reflecting on what is within our control and setting intentions based on wisdom and integrity? This simple act creates a foundation for decisions and interactions throughout the day. Now consider how these daily reflections nurture patience and empathy, qualities that enhance our relationships by allowing us to approach others with genuine understanding. Instead of reacting impulsively or attempting to persuade, we learn to respond thoughtfully, appreciating different perspectives. Let's explore some actionable tips to maintain this practice consistently. One effective way is through journaling, a tool that Marcus Aurelius himself employed. By recording daily thoughts and experiences, we cultivate self-awareness, recognize patterns, and align actions with core values. Journaling brings clarity, reminding us of lessons learned and areas for growth. Another practice is meditation, which fosters focus and calmness, helping us remain present in conversations and interactions. Through meditation, we learn to acknowledge emotions without being overwhelmed by them, allowing for more balanced responses in our relationships. Moreover, embracing gratitude can significantly enrich our connections. By expressing appreciation regularly, we affirm the positive aspects of our relationships, strengthening bonds with those around us. When we integrate these practices into our daily routine, they become second nature, transforming how we relate to ourselves and others. As we engage with this lifelong journey, remember that Stoicism is not about striving for perfection, but about embracing progress. Each day presents an opportunity to deepen our understanding and improve how we connect with the world. With Stoicism as our compass, we navigate relationships with grace and authenticity. So let's continue this journey, exploring how the ripple effect of Stoic living benefits individual well-being and the dynamics within relationships. As we approach the next chapter, consider the transformative ripple effect of Stoic living. When we embrace Stoic principles, we witness profound changes in our individual well-being and the dynamics of our relationships. The core teachings of Stoicism, focusing on what we can control, cultivating inner virtues, and accepting life's impermanence, guide us toward a more harmonious way of being. Imagine the peace that arises when we release the need to control others and instead invest in self-improvement, allowing us to build stronger, more authentic connections. This shift not only enhances our mental and emotional health, but also positively influences those around us, creating a circle of understanding and respect. As we naturally live out these principles, others notice the change, leading to more genuine and meaningful relationships. By embodying Stoic values, we set an example for others to follow, inspiring a community rooted in empathy and wisdom. Now, as you reflect on this journey, I invite you to share your thoughts and experiences with these principles. How have you observed Stoicism affecting your relationships and personal growth? Your insights can offer valuable perspectives for others on their path. If you found this discussion helpful, consider subscribing to stay connected with content that encourages thoughtful living. Your journey doesn't have to be solitary. Join a community of like-minded individuals striving for genuine connections and personal transformation. Thank you for being part of this exploration into the depths of Stoic living, and may your path be guided by wisdom and authenticity. As the sun rises on the next chapter, let's bring together the wisdom we've explored. The Stoic approach to relationships teaches us that self-improvement and authentic living are far more rewarding than the fleeting success of persuasion. We've delved into understanding what we can control, nurturing virtues, and accepting outcomes without clinging to them. These principles guide us toward resilience and genuine connections. They help us build a foundation rooted in respect and empathy, allowing relationships to flourish organically. Rather than trying to change others, we focus on ourselves, becoming the best version we can be. By doing so, we naturally attract those who appreciate our true selves. Take a moment to reflect on your own relationships. Are there areas where you can apply Stoic wisdom to enrich your interactions? Consider the impact of embracing authenticity over persuasion. In the comments, we welcome your thoughts and insights on applying these timeless principles in your life. Engaging with these ideas not only benefits you but also supports a broader community dedicated to thoughtful growth. If you found these insights valuable, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button and join us on this journey of discovery. Thank you for your time and curiosity. Here's to a life enriched with wisdom and genuine, lasting connections.